From Mediaites, FBI shuttered DEI office ahead of Trump's inauguration. Now, why would they do that?
No, they didn't.
They didn't do it?
No, they did, but I think they're probably just embedding them throughout the different parts of the agency.
Oh, right.
No, the woke mind virus is metastasizing. This is what concerns me a little bit.
Yeah.
Not only at FBI, I've heard some of this taking place at DOD and other places. We're going to shut down some of this stuff. They're not, on the surface it looks like they are, but they're just embedding these people in different departments, different parts of the FBI. No, it's
Because they're
still
not firing
there.
anybody, right?
No.
So that's why.
Well, Cash,
but this
Cash,
is,
you got your work cut out for you.
This is what I want to. I want them to have timestamps from November 6th, maybe even November 5th, but November 5th, 6th, timestamps on when did these people get reassigned from, say, a DEI office? Where did they get placed? Who are they? What have they been assigned to do to figure out what they're trying to do by embedding these people in different offices? And say, yeah, we went back and looked at the timestamp and we know what you're doing and we're not going to tolerate it. So
Yeah.
I've suggested that to some of the nominees. Go back and look at timestamps when they started, doing this maneuvering and figure out what they're doing.
Is the answer simple then? When Kash Patel is confirmed as head of the FBI, he just looks at anybody who was in the DEI department and just fires them?
Yeah. Look at a timestamp. No, look at when they were moved. Probably they were moved post November 5th, and go, yeah, that's great. Well, the thing is, until you can firmly decide the head of the executive branch can fire these people. One of the other things that I've proposed, just start a Department of Elimination until you can actually solve the fundamental question. Just send them and say you're reassigned to one of the hundreds of empty government buildings. We're not going to have you resist or cause problems or try and stop Trump's policies. You've just been reassigned to this Department of Elimination. You get to show up at an empty desk, no computer, read a newspaper, read a book.
Well,
you're not going to do any more damage. Trump his policies.
There's things they can do, like you can have them move boxes from one room to another,
Stuff like that. No, I think everything. I mean, GS 14, 15, and SES types are the ones that really lead the resistance inside.
I think everyone GS 13 and above should get fired, but that comes.
That's why I've suggested start. I'd say GS 12 and 13s, but sure.
Hey, look, you want to add to it?
Right,
fine, man.
No, but you're right. I mean, it's those. That's where you start to get to these guys really starting to make decisions. GS 14s and 15s really think they are the deciders. He said, "We're going to move you out."
I got it. Wait. How many FBI agents are there that you think we could reassign?
Well, so I just got told by someone that's a current agent that about 40% of I think it's current field agents, maybe it's the agents at headquarters, but it's a significant percentage came in under Christopher Wray.
There's only 38,000 FBI agents right now.
So wait. Are we saying there's 40% of those that we could reassign because we don't need them?
I don't trust them. Let's just say for starters, I don't trust them. I think you can lose half of them.
That's not my question.
I think you could lose half.
So I think we're looking at half, so 19,000.
Yeah.
Let's send them all to a facility in Alaska and have them work on the 3x+1 problem.
Well, Ned and I were talking about this earlier.
This math problem has baffled mathematicians for 50 years. 19,000 people.
Nome, Alaska.
In Nome, Alaska. Just sitting in a room.
That's where the new FBI
numbers.
headquarters are.
Yeah.
That's where the new beautiful FBI headquarters will be, Nome, Alaska.
And
go up there and solve these problems.
Well, it's one problem, and it's just we're going to have you all.
For decades.
So the 3x+1 problem, it's basically, let me actually give you the full breakdown on this one. How it basically works. It's you take a positive number. If it's even, divide by 2. If it's odd, multiply by 3, then add 1. And eventually it'll collapse and come down to 1. And so we're trying to figure out if it's true or not. It's presumed. And it's not been solved. But 19,000 people of rudimentary mathematic experience, I think we could solve that problem. So
it might take them like 4 years.
I don't care.
5 years, 6 years.
There's things
7.
they can do in the meantime.
But Ned and I were talking earlier, and I think that he mentioned something that I didn't even realize, that when you relocate a large agency or a business, 20% of the personnel decide they don't want to move.
Yeah, they're not going to move their families.
Yeah,
they're not going to relocate schools.
So this comes back to something that we've been talking about here regularly. Break apart all of these agencies that are in D.C. and send them throughout the country, and you'll get a massive downsizing of the federal government. Just because of the movement.
If trends would hold true about 20%. I mean, there's 800,000 that the government has 800,000 federal employees that the government of its own volition has deemed to be non-essential.
Yeah, 100%.
800,000. Let's get them out.
Get
Let's
'em
go.
out.
You're done. And that's why
Here we go. Attu Station. It's the westernmost point of the Aleutians.
Oh, that's where the new FBI headquarters are going to be.
I think we should do that.
Yeah, great.
Attu Station. What is this?
I mean, that's great for the FBI,
but you
but
know
there's a
what?
boatload of other
we just keep going,
bureaucracies that need to go. Yeah, totally.
Department of Education
Wow, look
should
at
cease
this.
to exist.
Absolutely. Agriculture should go to like
No,
Des
but
Moines
like
or something.
shouldn't exist.
Yeah, 100%.
Department of
Oh, yeah.
Education. Like, let's
Get
shut it
outta
down.
here.
I want Linda McMahon to go in and say, I have an announcement day one. I have an announcement to make. I am the last Secretary of Education. We are going to be shutting this down over the course of 4 years. And before Trump's gone, as everybody has left the building, he just implodes the building.
Yeah.
Raises it to the ground.
Look at this.
Hey,
Hey,
building. DC
look.
is short on housing. Just
look where this is.
He'll build a Freedom Park over.
Look where Attu Station is. You see that? That little red dot, westernmost of the Aleutian Islands, and the population density is 0.
Good.
0. I say we take them all. We send them there.
Send him
then
there.
we're gonna have
Like
to
that.
build a bridge to
I
nowhere.
think
I got to be honest though.
I think we'll get more than 20% if we do that, though. I think we'll get rid of more than 20%.
Yeah, I think we'd go from half of 19,000, we'd be down to like a handful.
I mean, it actually looks like a
Maybe.
really fun place to visit, to be honest. Like, I would actually love to go and check this place out. There
But
you
you
go.
wouldn't wanna
Here's your
live
here's your
there.
building. They got bikes.
Wow.
There's an old plane.
That's cool.
Look at all that.
Yeah.
B-17
It looks
from
like
World War
fun,
II,
man.
right?
You'd be safe from the zombies.
You should start the tourism
There's so
department,
many things
and then
in the
you could
Department
pitch
of
it to them,
Education that
to
could
the
just be
19,000
spun off,
FBI
too,
agents.
into some
tourism.
They'd have a little city. Look at
Yeah.
this.
Beautiful.
Look at that. That's a nice
Beautiful in the
building.
summer. Probably have
Yeah.
like 23 hours of sunlight.
So the population is 0.
A lot of
Are
mosquitoes.
there-
Yeah. Winter is a
still
little
people there?
A
depressing
lot of
up there.
mosquitoes in Alaska.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I worked up there in the summer.
It's because you assume it's cold, but in the summer it's
Yeah.
daylight all day,
And everything melts.
and the vegetables get big.
yeah.
In North America, there's the same, or in Canada and Alaska, there's the same biomass of mosquitoes as there is in the Amazon, but it's in half the year as opposed to it's year round in
Oh wow.
the
There's a lot
Amazon,
of
so
mosquitoes here.
It's pretty bad, yeah.
Oh wow, man! There used to be people there. 15.
15
Wow.
more people.
There were 19 men and 1 woman. Yikes!
But this is just one agency we're talking about here. We got how many other? We got the whole Department of Transportation. should
Look, the
probably be shut
Aleutians
down.
have a lot of islands.
but
A lot of conversations about people are talking about reducing the size of government. Great. It's reducing responsibilities.
yeah,
Like, where should government be? Where should government not be? And I think that's one of the conversations that we should have with the American people. Of what should our government look like? What is a proper government for a representative democracy, which progressives don't believe in, by the way? What should it look like? Where should it be? You know, again, their whole approach is the state of salvation. It should invade every aspect of your life.
Yeah.
People have asked, why is there continual
They want it for
perpetual growth of the
everything.
state?
Yeah.
Because they want it to invade every aspect of your life. Until salvation comes to every aspect of your life, the state should continue to grow. So it's in the DNA of the
Because
state.
they think the state is salvation.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's how they believe. And then we need to have a
Like
conversation.
it's the ultimate company store.
Yeah. But the conversation needs to be had. Let's get back to a rights-based government. Government is meant to secure these God-given rights and take none of them away. And so this is the conversation that has to be out with the American people. But the beginning point is break apart the Leviathan.
Yep.
Downsize it, but downsize the scope. It's when people talk about limited government, I think too often they look at, well, government should be limited in size. It should be limited in scope.
Do you think that so to have that effect, do you think something like the necessary and proper clause need to be amended, or the commerce clause? Because those are the two clauses that actually allow the government, or that give the government justification, or the justification
to
they
expand
use
into all these
to
aspects of our
expand
lives?
into all. Yeah, exactly. I mean, because the Constitution does articulate the powers that the government has, and then anytime they want to do anything, they say, well, Congress has the power to make laws that are necessary and proper. Oh, this is to regulate commerce between the states. Which, if you look at if you look at the definition of regulate when they made that, it has nothing to do with being able to just tell people they can't grow wheat on their own property to feed to their own cow or whatever.
But I would go back to most of the administrative state is inside not the Article 1 legislative branch, it's in the Article 2 executive branch, and the head of the executive branch should be able to decide what is necessary, what is not necessary for the Article 2 executive branch to run effectively. And if he gets that question answered, he can decide this is not needed for this to be used effectively for the American people. I'm going to shut down this department. I'm going to shut down this agency. We're going to fire this many federal employees. We're going to fire. I don't think a lot of people know that there's twice as many federal contractors as there are federal employees.
Yeah,
it's about a 2-to-1 ratio. Like, we're going to get rid of, there's 4 million. The last I checked, there were about 4 million federal contractors. We're going to fire
4
them.
million federal contractors.
Yeah, just for the federal government. About 2 million federal government employees. That doesn't include military. Like,
Too many.
Yeah, what does government, a representative democracy government that is meant to secure rights, take none of them away, what does that actually look like in practice in the 21st century? And the head of the Article 2 branch, I think, should be empowered to be making that decision in some ways.
Not that I think that an amendment is possible. I think that it would be some kind of long shot. But do you think that it would be functional to have an amendment that actually outlines what the government's role should be? Like, because it should be like in my estimation, I'm close to the idea that there should be a government that should provide courts for redress of grievances. They should defend the borders, and then they should protect property rights. And that's it. That's all those are the legitimate functions of government.
Which, by the way, do we actually have private property if we have property taxes?
No, and I think that should be adjudicated.
Yeah, you're just paying rent. But last really quick. I mean, I think you lead property rights. The founders believed that you had a right to property, and there's property and rights. And I think if you don't have actual real private property because of property taxes, I think you undermine the whole idea of actually what does it mean to have rights.
I agree completely.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.